Welcome. Welcome to Who to Watch. We're just starting this Who to Watch, and I'm very excited about it. This is going to be a YouTube channel where you will be able to come in and see and listen to who we think Who to Watch is, whether for sports. And right now, because we just kicked off with the season for the football for 2023. We're going to be looking at some high school teams, some college teams, and as well as the NFL. And so we'll be talking about who to watch. We know that we're into the season now, and so everyone has pretty much had an opportunity to look at a few of the teams and kind of get an idea who they think their team is going to win, how far they're going to go into the season. But it's a very good time to see what's going on in the sports industry right now. Colorado, of course, for college has kind of set the stage for what's going forward in in media as it relates to the interest in college football, specifically University of Colorado and whoever they play. And then we also have, and there's some other good teams out there as well with them. I got a chance to see the Notre Dame game, and that was really a good game. Florida State, of course, as well, and so in Georgia. So I'm just looking forward to this season to see who's who. Now, this was really interesting. I am not really. I come from a football family. When I say that, I grew up where the men, grandfather, all the men got in the room and it was just strictly football, whatever we got together for a gathering. And then and so it's always been that way. Even when we get together now, they still congregate. The men are in one room, and I call it the family men's cage, and that's where they talk about sports and all of that. And sometimes I go in there and sit and just listen. I don't have a clue. I have a sister, of course, who is just like really into football, who knows everything. I don't know anything about the plays and all of that, so it's pretty interesting that I'm doing this. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the newness. I think what from a publication standpoint, I used to work in publishing, is I'm not seeing a lot of where the fans get to have a lot to say about who's to watch and who they like and why they like this particular player or this particular team. Want to give their call on some of the plays and things like that, as well as being able to get more of a very broad, general but conclusive as well, a spotlight on some key players. For instance, there's the quarterbacks, of course, they always get a lot of press. The safeties have started to get a lot more press. Uh, your um, your receivers get a lot of press, and usually your running backs got a lot more press. But now I'm starting to see in the college, high school, college, and football, a lot more running backs really take over and go forth and do some amazing things with their ability to really to run the ball. And I also have a interest in the linemen because I football is everyone on the field, and every each team has the same number of people, and they all matter to me, not just one player. So sometimes my family look at me because I'm like, well, why are we just looking at this one player? Everybody else is on the field, and they play a big part in it as well. So, gentlemen, don't get too much into what I'm saying because it's just me looking from the outside in. I see it from a different perspective. However, I definitely want to showcase a lot of linemen, defensive linemen specifically, and offensive linemen. Give them some play. Give them some. I know tight ends have come up a lot more now since Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey has a pretty good team and relationship and how they work well together to bring points for the team and whatnot. And I think that's starting to pick up a lot as well. Well, when I was growing up with the Dolphins, we our tight end was I can't recall his name right now, but we had a good couple good tight ends that were good during that times, and that was way back in the 80s, the 90s. My parents were season ticket holders and whatnot, and so I remember even in the 80s, yeah, pretty much some of those tight ends getting a lot of press as well. So we're going to cover, the different positions as well as, and what's happening now, I notice, is that women are getting more involved into the game. And so I want to be a front for women like, come on into the game, come on and enjoy. You may not like it. I didn't used to like it either, but I'm learning a lot. And one thing I noticed about football and I'm going to say this, even having had opportunity to speak with a couple of professional players and whatnot, it's a game of life for them. Just because they leave the game doesn't mean they don't apply the skill sets, and we could learn from some of that as well. And when I heard Deion Sanders mention the word resilient, that is a quality for sure that they have to master. Endurance, and also to me, even let's talk about this with Colorado right now, with all the hype that has gone on, but with all the benefits that have progressed from Colorado coming up like they have in the past 3 to 4 weeks. It's interesting to me because I've always said a good winner knows how to be a good loser, because losing does something else in you if you really want to be a good winner. Because if you don't know how to lose, you won't appreciate your wins. And so I'm hoping that going forward, that they will have a good progressive season with some more wins and less losses. The same with a lot of the NFL teams, but everybody can't win. And when we get to the Super Bowl, it's only going to be two teams. So this is who to watch on the road to the Super Bowl as well. We'll add that feature in. We also have a website that's coming, and we're going to also develop a podcast where hope but we will be reaching out to some former NFL players and give them an opportunity to talk from their perspective. And then definitely we're going to have some fans. I want the men who are sitting with their buddies, with their partners in the sports bars, um, hanging out with their families, whatever they're doing to watch the game. I want them to have a voice because they make the game as well. So going forward, I just want to introduce you to who to watch. I'm going to be coming on every Tuesday, not at this hour, but on Tuesdays, usually midday, probably around lunch. I would like to come in on Tuesday because I want to be able to do a recap from the NFL because the NFL plays on Sundays and Mondays, Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays. And then I'll come back again and we'll probably do another session on Saturdays where we can do a recap for some of the college as well as some of the high school. And this is just regarding football, but we will be covering other sports. Like I have to do one soon within the before the, probably within the next week regarding tennis because that has changed. And I used to play tennis, and as a matter of fact, Chris Everett's father, I went to one of his camps down in Florida for tennis, and I like tennis. Tennis is another game that was. What I like about tennis is you play against yourself. You play against an opponent, but you were taught to play against yourself. You are the player, and you build your skill set, and then you use that against whoever the opponent is. So I'm interested in that, and there's some other track and field, of course, and golf. So we'll have some others out there that we will be bringing forward to you. So this is who to watch, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again and bringing you some recaps, just talking recaps on who I think are some teams to watch, who I hear, because I have some people now, some putting together for me who they think to watch, and they're sending that information to me. We're going to have two eventually where you can respond to the chats as well. So going forward, whoever your team is, I hope you have a good season this season, and I hope your team does well. But like I said, we know there's only going to be two teams at the end, but it's good watching the progression. And so I want to encourage all of you to enjoy the season and have a good time and watching all the different developments. And then there's one other thing I want to say, and I want to pray, continue to pray for all the players, the coaches, everyone involved, because when these young men are getting hit on the field and they're getting carted off or whatever, these are lives, real live people, and I mean, and not their lives, but their life, and you don't want debilitating injuries to occur that will keep them from having a good quality of life. So we're praying for all the players going forward that they can have some productive playing time without a lot of injuries this year and a lot of major injuries this year. So we'll keep that lifted in prayer for everyone in the team and for safe travel to and forward, and for the fans as well, and just the entire industry of sports. So sports brings us together, though. That's one thing I like about it. It has no boundaries. It brings everyone together, and I like to see the energy and the unity that you recognize and you get to witness at these games. So, from that standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and close now, but I just want to do an introduction and let you know that I'm going to be doing Who to Watch 2023 in sports, and we will let you know as we come on who will be covering for each um, session that we do. So have a good day, have a good week. I hope your team wins. There's a game on Thursday, and we'll start giving you a recap of what we've seen so far coming up on Saturday for high school players in certain states. And if there's someone that you think that you would like to be with, as we give out further information on how to communicate with us, we want you to send us that information so that we can look at them as well. Take care, enjoy the season, and signing off is SCB, Miss SCB, for those are my initials, Miss SCB, for Who to Watch. Take care. Bye.